YouTubers like to make it seem that building an online business is super easy, especially if you're selling digital products on Etsy. But so many people struggle to ever even make it to $1,000 a month. And they do say that over 90% of businesses fail within the first 4 months of starting. So how do you become one of the 10% who actually make it online with a digital product business? I started selling online in 2017 and I was mainly drop shipping, or at least attempting to drop ship. Over the years, I've tried everything from Facebook Marketplace selling to Amazon FBA, drop shipping on Shopify, writing low content books for Kindle, selling on eBay, and started probably close to 10 or so different blogs. They all failed, and some far worse than others. I have tried so many online different business models, and I had basically convinced myself that online business wasn't real and that I didn't have what it took to make it online. So I decided to try one last time something I hadn't done before, just because I thought it was mainly for crafty people only, and I made a commitment to try selling on Etsy. And that was the only thing I was going to focus on for the next period of time. I made a commitment to start trying to sell on Etsy and focus only on that one platform and business model. So here's exactly what I did. I just started and said that I would not quit this one. We tend to look at others and where they're currently at with their businesses and compare ourselves to the success they have without understanding that they are in a completely different time in the journey than we are. And this often leads to not starting at all. The first step to successful online business is just to start it. And once you start, just commit to one small step every day. Figure out when you can dedicate time to your digital products that actually work with your life. Are you too busy with your 9 to 5? Is it something that you can get up just 30 minutes earlier or spend an hour after dinner if you're more productive at night? The decision is yours of when to actually start your business. You can't succeed if you don't start, and I believe that you can't fail if you don't quit. Number 2 is that I created high quality, unique products. When I do shop audits now, the number one thing I see is that new sellers just try to copy bestsellers, thinking that this is the quick way to success. And this absolutely does not work, as customers will usually never choose a listing with 0 to few sales, no reviews, or a bestseller badge, even if it is less expensive. When I started creating unique, trending designs that were new to the platform, I saw immediate success and grew a large, loyal customer base very quickly. So look for new trends that are emerging and apply them to your products with your own unique spin, and I promise you will see results much faster. Number 3 is that I put myself out there on social media. Most online businesses fail because they don't have enough online presence. And I was never a social media person at all. I'm still not. So for me, this was one of the hardest things to do. I worried so much about what I looked like on camera, what people thought of me, and that no one would even like my products. And you know what? At the end of the day, no one even cared because no one was even watching in the beginning. I started out by gradually adding product videos to TikTok without showing my face and got braver each day. I also then started a Facebook group where we have now close to over 10,000 people, and I still don't show my face in there. It's all just about the product designs. So just choose the platform that your audience is mostly on and just start posting. And I promise you, it does get easier the more that you do it. Number 4 is good customer service. Customer service can make or break your business. In the beginning, when I was answering all of the Etsy messages myself, I went above and beyond. I reached out to people to follow up with orders, and it actually did make a huge difference. By providing a human interaction, my interviews did skyrocket, so I wouldn't hesitate to reach out personally to buyers to ask for feedback and provide continued support. Number 5 is that I have an email list. And I solely believe that this is the most important part of my Etsy business because it gives me the ability to speak to my customers whenever I need to. Whether it's about a new product or a special sale or a shop announcement or sending out discount codes, I'm not reliant on the algorithm of a social media platform to show my post to, or the algorithm of the Etsy platform to bring me new sales, because I can just email my loyal audience at any time. Statistics do show that email usually converts 40 times higher than social media, and I've always seen a spike in sales on the shop whenever I send out an email. Additionally, it has set me apart from my competition, knowing that most of them do not have email lists. I have been able to heavily rely on my email list to consistently bring in sales, even if I'm not listing as much as my competitors. And now with tools like Everb Email, I have a system that is made for Etsy sellers that allows me to track the performance of every single email I send. This was a game changer for me when I switched over to them, because prior to that, on the old autoresponder that I was using, I never had specific metrics because it was not connected to my Etsy shop. With Everb, I'm able to track open rates, clicks, revenue, and even unsubscribes. It's also extremely user-friendly, and I don't have a domain or hosting because it's taken care of within the platform. Finally, a huge bonus to switching to Everb was the ability to have an opt-in page that I could easily send potential subscribers to with just a few clicks of the button. If you haven't had the chance to try Everb Email, I highly recommend clicking the link in the description below, and just know that up until your first 500 subscribers, it's free to try with your Everb subscription that you most likely already have. Number 6, I diversified. I didn't just keep selling only Tumblr designs. I decided to ask my audience what else they needed, and they weren't shy about providing that. And this just goes back to a main point that I always try to remind my members of, and that is to create what is in demand. Whether that is done by asking your audience if you have one, or by using keyword research tools like Everb to figure out what is in demand. Number 7 is I did amazing giveaways to grow my audience off of Etsy. This is semi-related to the points I talked about earlier, the social media following and the email list, but I kept it separate because it had other benefits as well. I ran a few giveaways for physical products that I knew my audience would absolutely love. These were things like heat presses, boxes of tumblers, so their inventory, and things like printers. Not only did this really increase engagement on my socials, it also grew my email list very quickly and led to several different sponsorship opportunities for the products that I was actually giving away. Finally, number 8, I outsourced. Lastly, but not least, you cannot do everything yourself. If you do want to scale and take this seriously, you need to take yourself out of the low value tasks and focus on the ones that can bring you the highest ROI, such as creating new designs in my situation and starting other new businesses to diversify my streams of income, and outsourcing the tasks like Etsy product listings and mocking up designs to a VA. A way to decide whether you can outsource some of your tasks is to calculate how much your hourly rate is. And to do this, you just need to know how much you want to make per year. And I would suggest being realistic with your numbers. You'll need to know how many hours per week you are willing to work. So say that you want to make $100,000 per year, and there are 52 weeks in the year, and you only want to work 20 hours a week. Your formula would be $100,000 divided by the 52 weeks, and then divide that number by the hour in the week, so 20. That equals $96. With this, you know something costs you $96 an hour. Can you outsource the task for under $96? And most likely you can. You don't have to be part of the 90% of online businesses that fail, and you can easily make more than $1,000 per month if you follow the right strategies to grow and scale your business the smart way. The first step is just to get started and focus on improving one small thing each day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.